guys, welcome back to Busa's Fun World. Today we're going to be reviewing a story from Osborn 10-Minute Stories. Here's the cover. And here is what the story is called. So one thing just before we start, and we are going to have predictive questions. So the first question is from the cover. What do you think the text is going to be about? And you should be thinking about that in the text. And the second question is what's happening now, what's happened before this, and the last question we're going to be thinking about is what will happen after. So keep that in your head and keep listening, and maybe you'll actually understand what has happened in the story. Once upon a time, there was a rich merchant called Chung-hee. He lived in a grand house in Korea with his 3 sons, Bong, Yong, and Chin. One winter, Chung-hee became very ill, fearing the worst. He gathered his son to his bedside. When I'm gone? How does he know he's going to be gone? Oh, I think I know why. It's because he became very ill, not just normal ill. I think that's why. I was just wondering. He croaked. Promise that you'll share my fortune equally between you. Of course, father, replied the 3 boys, and here are the 2 pictures. First picture, the second picture. A few weeks later, Chung-hee died? Oh, that's really sad. But I still don't get it how he estimated his own death. It's so confusing. And now we must divide father's fortune, one of the boys said. Well, declared Bong. I'm the eldest, so I should have the biggest share, said Bong. I am the second eldest, cried Yong, so I should have the second biggest share. Oh, wow, they are just so spoiled, is all I'm going to say. By the time Chin's greedy brothers had taken their share of money, he was left with just 1 bag of tiny coins. Oh, wow. And the thing is, he's reading a book, just like me. Bong and Yong went on a spending spree. They crammed the house from roof to cellar with expensive china and fine furniture. These people are just really spoiled. I know I've said it before, but I just can't stop saying it. They're so spoiled. Sorry, Chin. There's simply no room here for you anymore, Yong announced one day. You'll have to find somewhere else to live, agreed Bong. Bye. Chin went into the village, but instead of spending his money on himself, he helped the poor locals. That's really nice. He has a nice heart. He bought them food and warm robes to keep them out of the biting winter winds. He even paid their rent. That's really nice. Soon, all of the coins in his little bag were gone. Oh no, what will he do now? Meanwhile, Chin's brothers were still rolling in money as usual. What shall we spend our loot on next? Asked Bong, fanning himself with a wad of cash. We need a bigger house for a start, said Yong. The pair had moved into a magnificent home. It's fit for an emperor, said Yong. Bong grinned. Let's dress like emperors then. They had best tailors make them robes of smooth silk and rich velvet. Now we need some sparkle, said Yong. So they decorated their new clothes with glittering rings and dazzling necklaces. Oh, wow! Look at all of that glitter. It looks impeccable. So this is done before. Then they need a bit more decoration, and then look at that! That's just so cool. The pair was showing off their new outfits. Show off. In the village, when they stumbled across Chin wandering along the road, his clothes were dirty, and his clothes were worn. We can't let people see our brother looking so scruffy, whispered Bong. Young agreed. You're making us look bad, Chin, he said. It's embarrassing. You have to leave. Chin trudged sadly out of the village and into the forest. It was in a really creepy place where the trees were carved with strange faces. Oh my gosh! Imagine walking through a forest and seeing that. You'd be so scared you'd never want to go there again. And there's even more. So much of them. And there's even one there. This gives me the memories, I've seen so much of those creepy faces. Like, I've seen an eye on a tree. It's those white trees with the green inside that creep me out with the little eyes on them. That just creeps me out. Emerging from the forest, Chin saw a river. He was cooling his feet in the water when an elderly monk appeared. Oh, that looks scary. Can you help me across? He panted. The bridge was broken. Okay, said Chin. The old man clambered onto his back and Chin waded across the water. Could you carry me home? Asked the monk faintly. That's a lot of stuff. How could he carry him? Well, yeah, as the nice kid he is, he should. It's a long way for an old man with a heavy load. Chin felt sorry for the monk. So he took him all the way to his house high up on a mountain. Wow, that's a long trip. He's really nice. When the monk discovered Chin was penniless, he invited him to stay. In return, Chin helped around the house. He swept the floors, mended the monk's clothes when they became worn, and copied out the monk's books in big letters so he could read them more easily. He is such a nice boy. He's got a gigantic heart. After Chin had been with the monk for 6 weeks, the old man decided he should return home. Please take this robe. He doesn't have a home. Maybe something good might happen. Or something bad. I don't know. He should return home. Please take this reward for your kindness, he said. And he handed Chin an old straw mat, a wooden spoon, and a pair of chopsticks. You'll find them useful, he added with a grin. Well, I wonder what's going to happen. Maybe something good is about to happen in the story. With a wave goodbye, Chin set off. By the time he reached the forest, it was late evening. Feeling tired, he rolled out the straw mat and laid down. I wish I had a nice, comfy bed to sleep in, he murmured as he drifted off to sleep. When he woke up, he got the shock of his life. He was no longer in the forest. Instead, he found himself on a huge, luxurious bed in a wonderful palace bursting with treasures. Oh, wow! My wish! It came true, thought Chin as he climbed out of bed. He saw the straw mat under the mattress. Maybe the monk's mat was magic. I wonder if it was magic. I wonder if there were other things too. He tugged the spoon from his pocket. I wish I had something to eat, he declared. Wow, this picture just, oh my gosh. In an instant, a stream of delicious, juicy fruit came from the spoon. Oh my gosh, I would... Chin feasted on the fruit in delight. It was the finest meal he'd ever eaten. Then he looked down at his tattered clothes, hardly fit for a palace, he thought. He took out the chopsticks and gave them a click. I wish I had some fine robes. Wow, he cried. There was a whirl of shimmering silk, and Chin's wish came true. This is so cool. A few days later, Chin's brothers were passing the forest. They saw a fantastic jade palace in the distance. I've never noticed that before, said Bong. It must belong to even richer people than us, said Young. We should introduce ourselves. Who knows where it might lead? Bong and Young could not believe their eyes when they met the owner of the palace. Chin! They cried. How did you become so rich? Chin told them about the monk and 3 magic gifts. Maybe if we were poor, the monk would give us magic gifts too. You see, it doesn't work like that. You have to be nice. Things like, if you think like, oh, maybe you can't just get what you want if you just... That's just not fair. He just wants even more money. The brothers rushed home and gave away all their money and jewels, every piece of their fabulous furniture, and all of their fine clothes until their tattered old robes were left. They ran through to the forest, up the river, up the mountain, to the monk's house, but the old man wasn't there. I'll expect he'll be back soon, said Young. Yes, it'll be worth the wait, agreed Bong. And so they waited and waited and waited and waited. The hours turned to days. The days turned into weeks. The weeks turned to a year. Oh gosh, they got really poor. At last, the threadbare and starving, the 2 brothers gave up, staggered back to Chin's place. They should have kept some of their food and they should have kept like £100 or something. I know that's too much, but yeah, they should have. I don't suppose Chin will take us in. Chin will take us in after we were so mean to him, sighed Bong. But the full of shame, they should have. But Chin welcomed them back with open arms. He's really nice still. I forgive you both, Chin said with a smile. A happy family is the most precious gift of all. That's the moral. That is the last of the book. The end. So, we're going to go over the questions now. So, from the cover, what do you think this will be about? What do you think the text will be about?
Okay. So, since you know the story now, what do you think? Do you think that the cover tells a story? We are now reviewing the book. Do you think that the cover tells a story?
Yes. It tells us part of the story.
Yeah, so the cover tells part of the story, although it doesn't tell us everything about the story, but you have an idea that it's a family kind of setup. But the man doesn't look sick, so it's a bit misleading because here we're talking of a man who's about to die and to leave his wealth to his children. But he looks pretty fit and healthy for me. Okay, so start now from the cover. Your review. Okay, so
So, you guys, from the cover, it tells us a bit like part of the story. So it tells us there's a mansion. It just looks like a normal like Korean house, but the thing is he's rich, as the story says, and it just looks like a normal family setup. The man, the oldest man, he doesn't look like he's about to die. He looks pretty fit to me. And it shows us that maybe this one looks like the oldest because, well, I don't know why he looks like the oldest, but this one looks like the oldest because he's the tallest. And this should be the middle child, and this still is the younger child. But yeah, well, I didn't really think it was that one was a child. Well, he looked a bit like a mother to me for some reason. So it looked like this was the mother, this was the father, and these were the two kids. Like this man gave birth to those two. That'd be ridiculous. A cover does tell part of the story. So to the next question. What's the next? So the next question is, what is happening now? What happened before this? So, in this one, it means they had a very serious family meeting beside his bedside. It wasn't a joke. This man was about to die, and he let his three sons get his his fortune or an inheritance, however you say it, and they had the last family meeting they would ever have with their father, because soon after he died. Okay guys, let's try one more attempt for the last question. What will happen after? So, as you know, in the story they say that after the father, Chung-hee, died, the kids got the inheritance. They were so unfair to Chin, so Bong said, oh, I should have the biggest share, it doesn't go like that, it's so unfair. And Young said, oh, I should get the second biggest, and you know how it goes, Chin gets a small bag of coins, and it's just so unfair. And in the end, since he helped the elderly monk with everything, every single thing, he helped the poor locals, paid their rent, helped them get the nice robes because it was winter. He gave him a reward. So the straw mat, chopsticks, and a spoon. You might think that's so worthless. Until you hear this story, until you hear the end of this story, you'll be like, wow, why did I say that? They are not worthless, because the chopsticks, when they clipped it, they give him clothes. The straw mat, when he thinks of something that's like a house or something, it gives him a house. If he falls asleep, wake up, he's like, in the book he said, oh, I dream I have a bed, and then he woke up and I'm like, why is it so soft? And then he'll sleep in an actual bed. So yeah, moral of the story, don't be mean and don't be spoiled. And one more thing, the bad thing happened to the bad people, and the good thing happened to the good people. So always be nice. Bye guys.